Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to draw a proper line graph. So here's our table of information. Now first up, how do I actually know I need to draw a line graph? Well, a line graph is used to show a change over time. So the example we've got here, we've got days and height. So I'm measuring the height of a plant. So every day I would go out with my ruler and measure how tall it has grown. And I'm doing that over the course of several days, and which is a period of time. So because I have results over a period of time, I know to use a line graph. Now at this point, what I'd like you to do is pause the video and copy down this table so that you can follow me as I do it on the graph. So here's our graph paper. Now the first thing I want to do before I start is give my graph a proper heading or title. And I will call this graph my seedling. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is mark our scale. Most important thing, at the very bottom corner we want to put in a 0. The next thing we do is label our axes. Now the y-axis, the one on the left going up, is always going to show your period of time. So in this case our period of time is days. So I'll give it the heading of days. Then comes in my scale. Now to figure out your scale, look at the size of your graph. Look at the increments that it needs to go up. In this case we have 0 to 4. And space it out. I don't want little tiny graphs in the little bottom corner, because if we had a look and put 1, 2, 3, 4, well that's it. Look at all this graph paper up here that I'm not using. Okay, it's a waste of space. So to space it out, make it really nice and clear, give our scale some room. So what I'm going to do, I'll go up in 2s. Now it's really important to keep this scale accurate. So from 0 to our first day needs to be a gap of 2. Now can you see here that I'm writing the 1 right on the line? Now that's a trait of line graphs, because when we mark our results we're going to use the lines as our guide. So it's really important that your number is on a line, not in between a line like you would see in a bar graph. So let's keep going. 2, 3, and 4. And look, ideally you could have spaced it out to 4 and gone right to the top, but I've got my heading in the way. But that's fine, this will do. So the next thing, now that we've got our scale, we have labelled our axes, let's go to the x-axis. Now the x-axis will always have the height, or whatever you're measuring in this case. So let's give that the heading of height. Really important, don't forget your unit. Centimeters. So again, in this case, my scale goes up to 7. So I've got enough room, again, to go up in 2s. So again, I'm going to use the line as my guide. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you know what? I'm actually going to go a little beyond, because you know what, after a couple of days, I've only done this for 4 days, but I'm actually going to put in 5 and 6. Just in case, to show that the seed doesn't stop growing after day 4, it can grow further. So I'm going to add some extra units on the end of those. So now it's time to plot our results. So having a look at the table that you copied out, our first result happens on day 0, because day 0 is the day that you start your experiment. So I've gone down to Bunnings and I've bought a little tiny seedling and I've measured it, and it's measured at 2 centimeters. So on my y-axis, and I'll just put a little y up here to make it very clear, and I'll put the x over here, and I'll use red to plot. So we start with our y-axis, find our day 0, so that's here, day 0, and then I'm going to go up 2 centimeters. So day 0, 2 centimeters. Okay, so that red dot, your first point, will be on the bottom of the x-axis to show day 0. So day 2, we're going to go across to 4. Now make sure that your dot is right on the corner. Right on the corner. Oh, sorry, I've put that in the wrong spot. Right on the corner between 2 and 4. And let's plot the rest in. So here are our results plotted. Now the next thing we want to do is put in our line of best fit. So in this case, you're going to need to get your ruler out, and my line's going to be a bit dodged because I can't put a ruler in. But what you want to do is find the line that goes from your first point to your second point, and it shows the line of best fit. So try and get those dots as accurate as you can, and I'll use red to plot it. So you want to get about there, roughly, just to show the line of best fit. So now you've got all your aspects of your line graph done correctly. Now, what if I had another set of results? So let's say I've got the height of this one plant, which I've plotted now, and let's say he was just normally planted. But then I've got another plant where I actually gave fertilizer to it. Do I need to do a whole new graph? No. You use the same information, or the same scale and the same days and height, and you plot your second results. Use a different colour. So let's say with this second plant, we also started, let's say this plant started at 3 centimeters on the first day, and it had fertilizer. So its growth on the second day was massive. It was already up to 6 centimeters. On the third day, it was it was 7, and so on, and you get the idea there. And again, we would put another line of best fitting. Okay, so you can plot multiple results on the same graph. So I hope this has helped you with your assignment or your in-class task. And don't forget, see your teacher if you're still confused.